All the network devices in this packet tracer physical mode have been pre-configured to include intentional errors that are preventing the network from routing as intended. Your task is to evaluate the network, identify and correct the configuration errors to restore full connectivity. Evaluate network operation. Use the ping and/or traceroute commands from the router to test the following criteria and record the results. Use the PCs in the wiring closet to gain console access to networking devices in order to explore and change the device configuration. Traffic from R1 to the 172.16.2.1 address on R2 uses the NATS hub 192.168.0.14. Okay. Zoom in. Okay. 2 routers, 2 switches. Four PCs. The logical topology: 2 routers, 2 switches, 4 PCs. And access the console of R1. Use a console cable to connect from RS-232 port on PC1 to console on the router R1. Okay, now you have this connection. Access PC1. Desktop terminal. Okay. Enter enable. Show running config. Space. And now you can see the routes, the static routes. Okay, and go to PC2. Go to PC2. Console cable. And connect from RS-232 port on PC2. Okay, and go to R2 console. Now you have this connection. Click on PC2, desktop terminal. Okay. Enter enable. Show running config. Space. The static routes. Okay, the static routes. Okay, and traffic from R1 to the 172.16.2.1 address on R2. Okay, the traffic from R1 to 172.16.2.1 address on R2. Addressing table R2 172.16.2.1 address is placed on gigabit 01. Okay, on gigabit 01 on R2. Uses the NATS hub 192.168.0.40. And gigabit 000 is this interface, gigabit 000 on R2. And is 192.168.0.14. Okay, so traffic from R1 to the gigabit 01 on R2 uses the NATS hub IP address of gigabit 000 also on R2. And review R1, PC1. Okay, IP route. The default route, okay, is not specifying subnet, only uses the default route. And the NAT hop is 192.168.0.14. The NAT hop is 192.168.0.14. But the administrative distance is 80. So this instruction is not specifying the administrative distance. Okay, this is very good. Also, this is very good. The default route can reach this IP address 172.16.2.1, the gigabit 01 on R2. This is very good because it's the NAT hop is 192.168.0.14, and you need to remove the administrative distance. So configure terminal, no IP route. Remove the configuration, AD, and now add the new configuration and remove the administrative distance. Okay, enter. Okay, this is very good. Traffic from R1 to the 209.165.200.129 address on R2 uses the NAT hop 192.168.0.30. Okay, go to addressing table. From R1, from router R1 to this address 209.165.200.129. 209.165.200.129 is the gigabit 02 on R2. Okay, the gigabit 02 on R2. Gigabit 02 on R2 uses the NAT hop 192.168.0.30. 192.168.0.30 gigabit 00 on R2. So the NAT hop is gigabit 00 on R2. So traffic from R1 to the gigabit 02 on R2 uses the NAT hop IP address of gigabit 00 also on R2. Okay, and review the configuration of R1. This is IP route 209.165.200.128. This subnet with this subnet mask, okay, this subnet is enough to reach this IP address 209.165.200.129. Okay, and the subnet mask is 25, so this is 25. Very good. So this is okay. The destination subnet is okay. And the NAT hop should be 192.168.0.30. And the NAT hop is 192.168.0.3. You need to change this to 30. So remove this and add the new configuration. No IP route 209.165.200.128. 209.165.200.128. Subnet mask 25. Subnet mask and NAT hop 192.168.0.30. 192.168.0.3. 192.168.0.3. Use this because you need to remove the configuration with no keyword. Enter. And add the new configuration IP route 209.165, 200, 128, 25, and 192.168.0.30. Okay, enter. And finally, when gigabit 00 interface on R1 is shut down, okay, when gigabit 000 on R1 is shut down, this connection to R2, when this interface is shut down, traffic from R1 to the 172.16.2.1, traffic to 172.16.2.1, gigabit 01 on R2. Okay, the traffic to gigabit 01 on R2 uses the NAT hop 192.168.0.30. Uses the NAT hop 192.168.0.30. Uses gigabit 00. Uses gigabit 00. So this is a floating static route, so you use administrative distance different than 1. Okay, and go to PC1. Okay, and show running config. Okay, this is very good. This is very good. And now review this. Okay, when gigabit 00 interface on R1 is shut down, it's a floating static route. Traffic from R1 to 172.16.2.1. Okay, this is the default route. This is enough. This configuration can reach this IP address 172.16.2.1. Okay, so this is okay, but use the NAT hop 192.168.0.30, and the NAT hop is 192.168.0.3. Okay, remove this down arrow and configure terminal no IP route, the default route 192.168.0.3. Okay, remove the configuration and add the new configuration IP route, the default route 192.168.0.30. Okay, the NAT hop should be 192.168.0.30. Okay, and remember this route will work when gigabit 000 is active. Okay, but when gigabit 000 is down, you will use this new IP route. Okay, because this route has the NAT hop IP address 014, that is the gigabit 000 on R2, this interface gigabit 00 on R2, and the another floating static route will use 030. 030 will use gigabit 00 on R2, the another path. So you need to add an administrative distance here. And remember, previously the configuration was using the administrative distance 80, so use this administrative distance 80. Enter. Okay, and show running config. Okay, this IP route when gigabit 000 is active, but when gigabit 000 is down, you will use the another path and the another path, and so use the administrative distance of 80. Okay, and traffic from R2 to the 2001 dBA ACAD 171:1 address on R1 uses the NAT hop 2001 dB8 ACAD 1. Okay, go to R2, click on PC2 that is connected to the console of R2. Okay, enter, enable, show running config, space, the static routes on IPv6. and traffic from R2 to 171:1, from R2 to 171:1 is gigabit 01 on R1. Okay, traffic from R2 to gigabit 01 on R1. Okay, and uses the NAT hub 2001 DB8 ACAD:1. Uses this 2001 DB8 ACAD:1. Gigabit 000. This interface, gigabit 000, will be the NAT hub IPv6 address. Okay, is this the default IPv6 route? Can reach to this IP address 171:1 okay, on PC2. And this is the default route. And the NAT hub is 2001 DB8 ACAD:1. And the NAT hub is 2001 DB8 ACAD:1. But here is not there is no specification for administrative distance. This is not a floating study route, so you don't need the administrative distance. So remove this. View terminal no IPv6 route : 0 2001 DB8 ACAD:1 90. Okay, remove this. Okay, enter, and add IPv6 route, default route 2001 DB8 ACAD:1, and no administrative distance. Okay, very nice. Okay, and traffic from R2 to the 209:1 address on R1 uses the NAT hub 2001 DB8 ACAD:16:1. Okay, traffic from R2 to the 209:1 is the gigabit 02 on R1. Okay, traffic from R2 to the gigabit 02 on R1. Okay, from R2 to the gigabit 02 on R1 uses the NAT hub 2001 DB8 ACAD:16:1. Okay, uses the NAT hub 2001 DB8 ACAD:16:1. Uses gigabit 00. Okay, traffic from R2 to the gigabit 02 on R1 uses gigabit 00 as the NAT hub IP address. And is this. Okay, the subnet 209:: prefix 64 is the configuration to reach this IPv6 address 209::1. Okay, this is very good. And the NAT hub should be 2001 DB8 ACAD:16:1. The NAT hub is 2001 DB7 ACAD:16:1. Okay, this should be DB8. Okay, this is okay. The destination subnet is okay. So the NAT hub is the problem. So modify this. And first remove this. No IPv6 route 2001 DB8 ACAD:209:: prefix 64 2001 DB8 ACAD:209:: prefix 64. But remove, use no IPv6 route 2001 DB8 ACAD:209:: prefix 64 2001 DB7 ACAD:16:1. Okay, this is very good. But remove that configuration with no keyword. enter, and add the new configuration 2001 DBA ACID 209 prefix 64 2001 DB8 ACID 16 1. Okay, very good. You don't need administrative distance different than 1. Okay, because the instruction is not specifying a floating static root. So this is okay. Okay, and show running config. Okay, and when gigabit 00 interface on R2 is shut down, traffic from R2 to the 171::1 others on R1 uses the NAT hub 2001 DB8 ACID 16::1. Okay, when gigabit 000 on R2, this is the connection, this fiber connection. When gigabit 000 on R2 is down, traffic from R2 to 171::1, traffic to gigabit 01 on R1, use the NAT hub 16::1. 16::1 is gigabit 00. So when gigabit 000 interface on R2 is shut down, traffic from R2 to gigabit 01 on R1 uses the NAT hub gigabit 00 also on R1. And is this. This is the static route when gigabit 000 on R2 is active, but this will be used when gigabit 000 on R2 is down. The default IPv6 static route is okay. Okay, it's okay to reach the 171::1 IPv6 address. The NAT hub is 15::1 and should be 16::1. So you need to remove this. Configure terminal. No IPv6 route, the default static route. Okay, 2001 DB8 ACID 15::1, 2001 DB8 ACID 15::1, 15::1. Okay, no keyword to remove the configuration, and now add the new configuration. IPv6 route, the default static route to reach this address 171::1. Very good. The NAT hub is 16::1. 16, modify this 16::1. But you need to use an administrative distance of 80. Now you this activity uses administrative distance 80 and specify 80. Enter. Okay, and show running config space. Okay, this is the IPv6 route when gigabit 000 on R2 is active. But when gigabit 000 on R2 is down, you will use this another static route, and you will use another path using the path through the switches to use the NAT hub gigabit 00 on R1 with administrative distance of 80. Gather information, create an action plan, and implement corrections. Gather information by examining running configuration, already done. Create an action plan, already done. execute your action plans already done. Okay, but finally, test. Go to PC1. Close the terminal, open command prompt, and ping PC2 IPv4 address 209.165.202. Success. PC3 ping 172.16. Ping 172.16.22. Repeat. Success. PC4 and PC4 209.165.200 130. 130. Now use IPv6, PC2 IPv6 address, ping 2001 DB8 ACAD 209::2. Success. PC3 IPv6 address is 172::2. Success. PC4 IPv6 address 210::2. 210::2. Success. And finally, shut down the gigabit 00 on R2. So you can shut down, for example, shut down gigabit 002 on R2. Go to PC2. You are on R2. Configure your terminal interface gigabit 000. Shut down the fiber connection. Okay, and now the same test. PC1. Ping to PC2 IPv4 address 202. Okay, enter. Success. Ping the PC3 2.2. 2.2. Success. The PC4 200 130 200 130 200 130. And finally, the test with IPv6, the IPv6 of PC2 is 209::2. Success. The IPv6 address of PC3. Success. And the IPv6 address of PC4 210::2. 210::2. Success. Okay, and go to PC2. Interface gigabit 000. Not shut down to restore this configuration. Okay, completion 100%. Thank you very much.